If you're at the purchase and sales agreement step, it's another exciting step, but it also means that you've completed further diligence on the home you're trying to buy. Because really, any of that further diligence, whether it's a home inspection, looking at permits, any other documents that you've discovered since you've got an offer accepted, should take into effect or take into consideration in the purchase and sales agreement. Because the purchase and sales agreement is a binding contract, and that is negotiated between buyer and seller attorneys. Ultimately, you as buyer and the seller as seller and your agents review this document to make sure that from everyone's lens, it sort of includes what they believe is real and true. Okay. Now, this document is usually about 20 to 30 pages long, and it's a more binding and extensive version of the offer that you had accepted. Again, with some minor changes and some more clarifications, because it actually includes the who, what, where, and why of the entire situation. At the signing of the purchase and sales agreement, once you've actually signed it, you also will make a 5% deposit towards the purchase, and that deposit will probably sit in escrow with your seller agent or seller attorney. And that deposit will ultimately go towards the down payment or the ultimate cash you're bringing towards the purchase of the home. So don't feel like you're losing that money in any way. And I'll take a moment here to talk about what the lawyer's role really is at this stage. So an attorney would have reviewed this purchase and sales agreement, would have reviewed any documents. If there are any assessments, for example, that were understood and you're buying a condo, an attorney would make sure that all those details are sort of wrapped up and kept appropriately in this document, so that when you close, it's very clear as to who's paying for what and what closing might go like. And so this attorney would help you develop this purchase and sales agreement, but they would also be your settlement attorney, is typically the case. And that settlement attorney would ultimately represent you, the buyer, but even more so your lender. And so they basically end up holding sort of two roles at the closing. They end up being your attorney as well as the lender's attorney. Really, in truth, they're the lender's attorney first and then yours, but they are trying to carry both interests, which are aligned at that point. So after the purchase and sales agreement is signed and you feel good about it, you effectively want to make sure that this P&S goes to your lender so that they have a signed copy and they can add it towards your mortgage application. Thanks.